It is heart-stopping police dash cam video of a police officer getting into a gunfight with a suspect he pulled over. It's a scene that kind of looks like a shootout from the old Wild West.
It started as a routine stop for a traffic violation. Then the driver's door swings open out of nowhere.
Shots fired! Shots fired! Jesus!
Look at the white SUV heading straight into the hail of bullets. The driver hightails it out of there in reverse. The gun battle rages. The shooter must think he's in the Wild West. Watch as he bolts out of the car and unleashes a barrage of bullets. Another motorist captures the cop returning fire. Then the suspect jumps back in his car and peels out of there.
I need units now!
What happens next came as a shock. The gunman screeches to a stop. Emerging from the car, his girlfriend.
Careful, I got a white female, just got out.
The woman gives herself up.
Keep your hands up! Who's that with you? Why'd he pull a gun on me? Get on your knees.
Corporal Brett Thompson isn't taking any chances.
All right, I'm going to put you in handcuffs because I don't know what I'm dealing with. Are you okay?
I'm just really scared.
Corporal Thompson handcuffs the woman and places her in the cruiser. Another officer checks the brave Arkansas cop for bullet wounds.
Wow. After fleeing, the suspect got into another gunfight with police in a different town. Eventually, he was apprehended. Now he faces 4 counts of attempted capital murder and a bunch of other charges.
Some golfers had their play interrupted as a woman led officers on a chase through an active golf course. The Indian River County Sheriff's Office released footage of the incident. Authorities say 60-year-old Jody Ann Harvey refused to pull over for a traffic stop, causing the Florida deputies to chase her off-road and onto the Grand Harbor golf course. Sirens blared as officers drove down cart paths and onto the green. Some golfers had to jog out of the way of the unexpected SUV. The pursuit didn't stop until deputies used the pit maneuver to push Harvey's car around. The driver came out of the vehicle with her hands up, but decided to grab her cell phone.
You're right. She's out of the vehicle.
Sheriff's deputies then arrested Jody Ann Harvey. She was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, driving under the influence, 2 felony counts of criminal mischief, aggravated fleeing to elude, and aggravated assault on an officer. Harvey has not entered a plea yet and is being held on $411,000 bond. While there was some damage to the vehicles, authorities say no one was injured in the chase or collision. Pretty sure all of the golfers on the course that day have earned a mulligan, a do-over, for witnessing this crazy chase.
A suspect in an unusual vehicle led authorities in Florida on a chase to an unusual place, police headquarters. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office says a man stole an ambulance that had been sent to help him. Officials say the 35-year-old suspect was experiencing an altered mental state and was possibly under the influence of drugs. Deputies pursued the ambulance and say it sustained tire damage when it hit a curb near their office. The ambulance came to a stop on the lawn, and the suspect fell out of the vehicle. He didn't make a run for it as deputies were ready to take him in with their guns drawn. The suspect was sent to the hospital for further evaluation, and the sheriff's office says it filed charges against him for grand theft, fleeing, and eluding. The sheriff said in a statement, quote, "It's not every day a pursuit ends at our front door."
Stop! Stop, please, stop!
A traffic stop turns into a pursuit of the driver who ran into the river to evade police.
I can't see him anymore.
Police then had to dive in to try and save the man. It happened on New Year's Day.
He's in the river.
A Kalamazoo, Michigan officer initially tried to pull over the motorcyclist for what they said was a license plate violation.
I think he's having trouble swimming.
The driver seemed to struggle in the water.
If anybody has a rope or anything we can throw to him.
The officer called for backup.
He's underwater. We have to jump in and get him.
As those on scene went in to rescue him, braving the current and cold water conditions themselves. A dive team was called in along with rescue boats and helicopters, but they couldn't locate him. Police are now working to identify the man.
A 5-year-old was caught driving. Yep, troopers say that's a 5-year-old behind the wheel of his parents' SUV.
How old are you? You're 5 years old.
The boy was stopped along a freeway in Utah after driving for a few miles.
Where did you learn how to drive a car?
The kid even knew to pull off to the side of the road for the trooper.
517.
The trooper initially thought the SUV was being driven by an impaired driver who needed medical attention. But when he walked over to the driver's front window, what a shock.
The young man was there. He was sitting on the front edge of the seat so that he could reach the brake pedal to keep the car stopped while I was standing there. And I helped him get the car into park.
The boy was headed to California to buy a Lamborghini after he said his mom wouldn't buy him one, troopers say.
You just sit right there for me for a second, okay?
The child had $3 on him, they add. No charges have been filed. The incident remains under investigation.
A suspect jumped off a rooftop, shocking Los Angeles police.
Hey, he's jumping! Hey, he's on the roof!
Authorities say they were in pursuit of 4 home invasion robbery suspects.
The suspect entered the location and tied up the tenant and stole the vehicle keys to a Toyota Camry 2005.
The first 2 suspects were taken into custody soon after the 911 calls, leaving police to search for 2 more. A police air unit spotted 1 suspect walking on the roof of the apartment building. Authorities say the man
jumped off the roof of the apartment building, landed on the roof of an adjacent single-story residence, and fell onto a cement walkway between the 2 buildings.
Looks like he just ran towards the north side of the building.
Hey, he's jumping! Oh, jumping!
Officers opened fire when, police say, the suspect reached for his waistband.
Don't do it, man! Don't do it! Put it down!
The suspect was shot and taken for medical treatment. Authorities have determined the man had a hammer and was not carrying a gun. The 4 suspects were taken into custody, but none as dramatically as this person.
Hey, he's jumping! Hey, he's on the roof! Hey, let me see your hands! Let me see your hands right now!
Safety first for this driver, strapping on his seatbelt as he settles into the driver's seat. One big problem, he's just 7 years old. Dashboard cameras captured Daniel Wittenbach taking his family's SUV for a morning joyride.
They almost hit another work vehicle. It was a boy, a child.
He's driving the wrong way into oncoming traffic in Middletown, Ohio. Cars swerve to avoid young Daniel, who's a decade shy of getting his license. You can hear him playing music along the way. But then the inevitable happens. He hits a median and slows down. Another driver tries to help, wrapping a shirt around his hands, trying to smash in the window. Only then does Daniel think he's going to get into trouble.
Stop! It's my mom's car!
He didn't understand that people were trying to help him and trying to stop the vehicle.
Another driver tries to body block the SUV, but it still hits this Jeep head on.
You're okay. You're okay.
Daniel wasn't hurt and remains blissfully unaware of the danger that he was in. So where was he going?
His only response was, well, I just wanted a slushie from Speedway.
Turns out his parents keep the keys stored high on a wall, but Daniel's a climber.
I'm just thankful that he's alive.
Let me borrow your bike. Let me borrow your bike.
A police officer in England borrowed a man's bike to chase down a suspected criminal. Body cam footage from the North Ends police show officers arriving at Beckett's Park in a patrol vehicle.
There he is.
Police say the suspect tried to avoid detention by fleeing on a bicycle, but the responding officer had a quick thought: to make busting the bad guys a community effort.
Let me borrow your bike. Let me borrow your bike.
A bicycle is a little more than borrowing a cup of sugar from a neighbor, but the onlooker obliged.
Up there, up there.
The officer chased the suspect through the public park.
I'm on a bike, I'm in pursuit.
The officer caught up with the suspect, and there was a scuffle before arresting him.
Ow! on.
Got him detained.
That's fine.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back now.
Authorities say the suspect was carrying a large amount of cash and had text messages that referred to drugs. After a CT scan, police identified a chocolate Kinder Egg case filled with heroin and crack cocaine.
I'm going to get this back to its owner. I've just grabbed it off a member of the public. Okay, sound.
The bicyclist got his bike back along with high praise from the officer.
Mate, I caught him. Wouldn't have caught him without your help.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate that. All right. Cheers.
Bike borrowed and the bad guy was nabbed.
It's dramatic video as a man and his wife get into a high-speed chase with a suspected child kidnapper.
He just blew through a red light.
He's blowing through red lights. He just started blowing through every single red light.
It started when this 11-year-old girl was abducted on her way home after getting off the school bus in Springfield, Massachusetts. The surveillance camera caught a blue Honda following her. A statewide Amber Alert was issued. On Twitter, cops ask everyone to be on the lookout for the blue Honda.
Yes, it's him.
They're certain they've spotted the suspect.
They're doing 100 miles an hour.
I said, yo, babe, that's that car.
Benny Correa and his wife Amanda Disley say they got close enough to see the face of the hoodie-wearing driver.
I saw his complete face. He threw the hood back over his face.
They call 911 and give police all the info.
I'm on Homestead Ave. They're trying to lose me. They're trying to ditch me. The kidnapper.
There's a kidnapper.
Yep.
State troopers at a highway work zone on the Massachusetts Turnpike funneled all traffic into a single lane. And when traffic came to a crawl, they spotted the car.
Anyone just grab him right here? We'll stop him.
Little Charlotte Moshe was found safe in the back seat.
Confirming you have that female. Affirmative.
Charlotte was found 6 hours after her abduction. This was the joyous scene as Charlotte's family learned she was okay. The 24-year-old suspect, Miguel Rodriguez, pled not guilty. A judge ordered a mental health evaluation. After the hearing, the prosecutor praised the public response, especially Amanda, for making that 911 call from the car.
There was one person who's really, sort of an unsung hero at this point, who saw this car, followed it, and was able to alert police to that, and which really led to this car being stopped.
It's him.
A suspect in an allegedly stolen truck drove out of a Georgia gas station while still connected to the pump. The Atlanta Police Department says officers were looking for a Ford F-150 that had been reported stolen. In the Mechanicsville neighborhood, they say cops located the truck in a BP gas station. Dashcam video shows one police car pulled up behind the truck, and another one was in front. The truck drove in reverse, hitting one of the police vehicles.
Watch out!
The suspect exited the truck and was taken into custody by the police. According to the Atlanta Police Department, the suspect is a 28-year-old man. Jail records say he was charged with theft by receiving stolen property, fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer, and various traffic violations. He was released on $20,000 bond. This is Inside Edition Digital.
Here's a question. Why is this dog spinning in circles, dragging a broom around and around and around? Well, why not?
What's it like to be on the receiving end of the controversial police tactic, the pit maneuver? I'm about to find out. The pit maneuver is under scrutiny across America after an Arkansas state trooper used it to pull over a pregnant mom. Nicole Harper's SUV flipped over and crashed, trapping her inside.
Well, ma'am, you've got to pull over when we stop.
The maneuver was first developed by the FBI to be used against terrorists. It's become a widely used police tactic.
Here we go. Almost. Yep. Okay. Nice pit maneuver. Look at that.
But at least 30 people have been killed in pit maneuvers since 2016. 18 deaths stemmed from minor traffic offenses. Some police departments already prohibit the tactic, and there are calls for it to be banned nationwide.
A pit maneuver should only be employed when there's a situation where the individual in particular presents a significant danger to the public if they're not taken into custody.
This 100-mile-an-hour police chase in 2020 began after the driver of the pickup ran a red light. The 34-year-old driver was killed. Experienced instructors in Las Vegas showed me what it's like to be in a heart-stopping police chase.
Off the brakes, turn.
The technique for a pit maneuver is subtle. A little nudge is all it takes.
And unless you have a complete tire failure where the car digs into the asphalt, it could flip, but generally they don't.
Even in a controlled setting, I wasn't prepared for what was about to happen. In an instant, I lost control of the car and went into a dizzying, heart-stopping spin. And that was just at 30 miles an hour. Little wonder pit maneuvers at higher speeds, like the one executed on the pregnant driver in Arkansas, result in scenes like this.
The Arkansas Police Department defended using the pit maneuver, claiming the pregnant woman was speeding and would not pull over. She's suing, saying her and her baby's life were put in danger.
Hey, you okay? Where's all your clothes out?
A naked woman is recorded on a police officer's body camera before stealing his truck. The video, released by police in Arizona, at first shows the officer giving the woman, identified as Lisa Luna, a blanket to cover up with as she sits in his truck. But she gets behind the wheel and takes off, cops say, leading them on a 70-mile chase through the desert.
I don't remember, it's a blur. But I remember at one point not having control.
Tell me what you did when you're skating.
I started taking off my clothes. I felt like I was gonna die, like I wanted to let go, like I didn't want to be here anymore.
The 31-year-old spoke from jail, claiming she was poisoned from drugs.
I remember feeling like my skin was burning, like I was on fire.
Luna remains in jail, facing several charges.
You know you shouldn't be using it on your phone.
Two mounted police officers pulled over an SUV driver committing a potentially dangerous offense. Avon and Somerset police released body camera video from a pair of their horses and handlers patrolling the streets of Somerset, England. An officer notices a driver allegedly using their phone.
Oh, he was on his phone. There we go. He's on his phone. That silver car.
The horses pull a U-turn in the middle of the street and gallop after the driver. The mounted units follow the driver through traffic, eventually pulling him over in an alley.
You know you shouldn't be using it on your phone.
No music. Yeah. I have one children, one problem.
It's okay, but you're driving and you're on the phone, and I can see there's a phone call ongoing, right?
Okay.
Now that's horsepower.
Did the driver of this suspected stolen car just get a fist bump from someone on the road? Sure looks like it. It happened in Los Angeles, where police say they were chasing the alleged driver of this stolen white pickup truck. Police say the driver was wanted for assault with a deadly weapon against a police officer. They say it started when the driver backed into a police car during a traffic stop. Watch as police attempt to stop the driver, first using one of their vehicles, and then not once, but twice with spike strips. The chase certainly put on a show, with onlookers filming the event on their cell phones. One even running into the street to what appears to be fist bump the suspect. Here's the suspect with a crowd of a different kind after the chase, with what looks like a huge smile on his face. Probably no fist bump here.
We didn't think they would pit him there with two bad tires, but they did. Oh, all kinds of sparks. Look at that, though. Still refusing to give up.
Will slow and steady win this race?
Oh, boy.
The driver of this car wouldn't pull over for authorities, even after two of his tires were blown out by a spike strip. KCBS in Los Angeles kept an eye on the action from the sky as this suspect led cops through the streets at a slower speed than the average car chase. Since taking out his tires didn't work, CHP tried a pit maneuver to get him to stop. The first one didn't work. Neither did the second.
Another great pit maneuver, spins him right around twice there. And let's see if that's going to stop this vehicle. No.
Was the third time the charm?
This again, a third one, spinning him around again.
No.
The camera last time I saw 3, and the vehicle still continues.
It took 2 hours and 5 pit maneuvers to get this suspect to come to a stop. Officers descended on the vehicle with guns drawn to take him into custody.
They are alleged car thieves caught on a Ring camera, and how they were apprehended may be unique in the annals of crime. They don't know it, but the owner of the car is watching live after he was alerted to activity in his driveway. And he's a deputy sheriff for Seminole County, Florida.
It's very indicative of a crime spree.
So what does Deputy Jake Senecal do? He hops into a police helicopter. In minutes, he was airborne and giving chase from the chopper, following the suspects as they tried to make their getaway in an SUV.
It was a little unorthodox, but I knew where to start. It was easy to find, and I said, okay, they're not going to be too far from here if they're still out breaking into cars.
Low rate of speed. Get ready for a bailout.
When they realize they're being followed by the chopper, the suspects bail out.
Back left, bail out.
Now they're on foot, but they don't get far. They surrender, and cops on the ground take over.
He's got 3 proned out.
All the deputies that helped out, they're all buddies of mine, and they did absolutely great.
Lesson learned: don't mess with a cop who has access to a helicopter.
The deputies, they're absolutely outstanding.
It's been a year and a half, but these officers still can't believe what happened with this out-of-control Tesla. Authorities just released dashcam video of 2 law enforcement officers nearly run over after a Tesla hit the back of a Nash County, North Carolina sheriff's deputy's vehicle. There was a prior accident on the highway, and a sheriff's deputy was assisting the North Carolina state troopers and those involved in the crash. Dashcam video from the state trooper's car shows the 2 officers talking when the sheriff's vehicle is struck by the Tesla, pushing it forward. The deputy is hit, loses his balance, and takes the trooper down with him. Police say the person behind the vehicle of the Tesla was watching a movie while the car operated on autopilot. Tesla states current autopilot features require active driver supervision and do not make the vehicle autonomous. Nash County sheriffs say this is a reminder to not get distracted from the road. This event could have been deadly for all parties involved.
This driver is fleeing cops. They say it's all because she's late for work. The woman behind the wheel was pulled over by police in Ohio for having tinted windows. Without warning, she took off. At one point, they box her in. Police come out with guns drawn. One officer tries to open her door. Open the door! Watch her next move.
South 90.
She barrels her way through. Now she's racing through a residential area. They do everything they can think of to stop her, ramming her from behind, but she keeps on going. The chase finally comes to an end when she's forced to pull over. Nowhere to go but to surrender. That's when 23-year-old Amani Edwards told cops she was late for work.
You're so lucky you didn't get shot. Yeah, it's no big deal, right?
What did the driver say to your men?
She told the officers that she was running late for work that day.
Running late for work?
Yeah, she was running late for work.
South 90.
Police officers were praised for the restraint they showed while pulling Miss Edwards over. She's been charged with felonious assault and failure to comply with an officer. She's worked as both a teacher and a counselor for people looking for affordable housing.
If you've ever driven on the 7 Mile Bridge in the Florida Keys, then you know how narrow this roadway is. We'll watch as a man dangerously takes a joyride on a back of a piece of construction equipment in the middle of the night. Deputies accuse 59-year-old Carl Blahnik of dumping boulders on the roadway with a backhoe, then going back and forth along the bridge for an hour and a half. Law enforcement were forced to follow him with lights and sirens. One of their vehicles was damaged during the pursuit. Inspectors say Blahnik damaged the road and the side of the bridge. He's charged with grand auto theft, reckless driving, fleeing, and eluding police. Investigators say he had a Wisconsin ID, but they think he might be homeless.
1852 Beaumont.
When cops pushed a suspect's car into a snowbank, he was frozen in his tracks. It happened in Minnesota. The Ramsey County Sheriff's Office says it received a 911 call for an erratic driver. When deputies tracked the car down, they say it sped away. They say the car was linked to a recent robbery 3 days prior. Officials say the driver sped carelessly through the streets as deputies tried to keep up with him.
The pit is imminent.
When one deputy got close enough to perform a pit maneuver, he took the opportunity.
1852 Beaumont.
Despite being caught between a snowbank and a hard place, the suspect jumped on top of the car to see if he had any other moves. Cops say he tried to make a break for it, but was quickly taken down. The 29-year-old suspect already had warrants out for his arrest and now faces a lot more charges in connection with his attempted run from the law.
Watch this man record himself running from the cops. Police say 27-year-old Wilfredo Garcia Jr. posted the selfie video on his Instagram account, which has since been taken down. You can hear the sirens in the background as he appears to laugh them off, continuing to evade officers while driving an ATV. All of this happening during a Bikes Up, Guns Down awareness ride in Florida. Cops say it's illegal to ride an off-road vehicle on a major highway, and they claim Garcia was going 15 miles over the speed limit as well. Investigators tracked down the Pennsylvania man in New York City using clues from his social media account, including a photo of his license plate. He was eventually arrested and charged with reckless driving and fleeing from police. For InsideEdition.com, I'm Lee Sheps.
Up in the air fly these deer. A helicopter carries deer taken from the mountains in Utah. Staff will carry out medical assessments and equip each deer with a GPS tracking device before letting them safely go back into the wild. The Utah Division of Wildlife Resources flies about 1,200 deer per year, using the GPS to track their migration patterns.
You are about to see a terrible head-on collision caught on tape.
Oh my God.
It happened in DeKalb, Illinois, as this driver leaves a restaurant, clearly drunk, according to witnesses.
He is drunk. You can tell just by looking at him.
Patrons claim they warned him not to get behind the wheel. He should have listened. Watch as he pulls out of the parking lot. He makes a right turn and then, sure enough, veers straight into the oncoming lane.
Oh my God.
There's a crunch of metal as he collides head-on with another car.
A couple people tried to convince him not to drive. He was extremely intoxicated, so he didn't listen.
Ryan Taylor shot this cell phone video. He ran out of the restaurant and confronted the driver.
You stupid drunk. I got that on camera too. You drunk. Hey, I'm drunk, bro.
The driver in the other car was really shaken, spared from serious injuries by the airbags.
Are you okay? I think you're okay. I think you're just a little shook up.
What is your reaction when you're taping this guy driving and all of a sudden, bam, he runs right into somebody?
I was blown away, to be honest. As soon as he exited the parking lot, he looked very impaired. You know, you can almost hear the tires squealing.
The driver was identified as 43-year-old Samuel Salas. Watch as he is given a field sobriety test. He can barely walk.
This guy, he is obviously failing very miserably in this field sobriety test.
You should have never gotten behind the wheel of this car.
Salas was charged with driving drunk. The passenger in his car was treated for minor injuries. They're all lucky to be alive.
Oh my God.
You've never seen a getaway like this.
So sick.
He's making a run for it on a skateboard. The chase started when the suspect led police on a wild pursuit on the streets of Los Angeles. Watch as the knucklehead crosses a busy intersection in a truck with a trailer, narrowly missing other cars. When he finally spins out of control, cops have him cornered. But not for long, as he skateboards away. He skates right past one officer who tackles him to the ground. It's over. They cuff him. And check this out. A red Jeep comes barreling down a quiet residential neighborhood, crashing into a school bus filled with children. Turns out police were in pursuit of a suspected carjacker in Rochester, New York. The car ended up on the front lawn of a stranger's house, and the suspects made a run for it. It only took cops a matter of seconds before arresting them. A bystander just happened to be at the right place at the right time, capturing all the drama on his cell phone.
Fortunately, none of the kids on board the school bus were injured.
Hey, stop! Stop! Stop!
She's going the wrong way, and a guy in a delivery truck is desperately trying to stop her.
No way. No way.
Thomas Prado was stunned when he spotted the 94-year-old lady going the wrong way on a highway outside Abilene, Texas.
No.
He took off after her, doing what he could to get her to pull over.
Stop! Stop!
I caught up with Thomas today. So why did you have the sudden reaction to do something to try to help?
I knew something wasn't right, and I knew that if there was a way I could stop that, I was willing to do anything that it took.
He screamed out and held up his hand to get her attention.
Stop! 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 Damn it!
But the befuddled woman took no notice. So Thomas gave chase again, cutting across the grass median.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Finally, he succeeds in getting her to pull over.
Hey, you're going the wrong way. Okay, here, I can help you. Just wait 1 second, okay? You're gonna get hit.
The white-haired driver is frail and confused.
Your seatbelt is still on, okay?
So where was she going? She was late for a hair appointment.
She said she had to be there by 8 o'clock, and it was actually 9 o'clock.
It's a real concern everywhere. You want to give people of an advanced age their independence, and of course, nobody likes taking away a driver's license. But at what point are you just too old to drive, putting yourself and others at risk? Car safety expert Lauren Fix.
Some of the signs to look for to know that it's time to give up the keys are your depth perception is off, maybe you can't see well at night, you miss turn signals, you find yourself getting in trouble getting speeding tickets or driving too slow.
She was full of praise for Prado.
He had such a good heart and going out of his way to help that woman get off the road. Not a lot of people would have stopped.
Stop! Stop!
This might be the most incredible cow chase you'll ever see. Complete with cops, a runaway heifer, and a horse and lasso. Police say the cow was on its way to becoming steaks and hamburger when it just kind of escaped. But look what happens when he realizes he's being chased. Who knew cows could run that fast? And when police cruisers can't catch him, a man with a lasso riding a horse comes out of nowhere to help out. Down the street, through the intersection, and up onto the median is where officials finally caught the bovine. Looks like this guy took one move in the wrong direction.
A couple leads cops on a chase that at one point reached 125 miles an hour. Inside the car, police say their 4-month-old baby.
Not only endanger certainly all the people that were on the roadway, but their own 4-month-old infant.
Watch the pursuit on recorded dashcam video. At first, the car weaves through traffic, then swerves to get off the highway, blows a stop sign before jumping right back on.
If we had any idea at the beginning of the chase or at any point we knew that there were a small child in there, would have terminated the pursuit, or it never would have happened.
The chase in Arkansas eventually ended here, where it slammed into 4 patrol cars and then burst into flames. All survived, but the only thing salvageable, cops say, was a metal box filled with drug paraphernalia to make meth. The driver, James Brooks, was charged with endangering a child and reckless driving. His female passenger, Jeannie Green, was taken to the hospital with a broken arm. A warrant is out for her arrest. The child strapped into the car was taken into state custody.
This is what happens when you take shortcuts. Watch the slowest yet cutest police chase ever for a gaggle of geese in the fast lane, stopping traffic along a California freeway in Oakland. Cops say they were trying to get from the pond to the bay. These aren't the first animals to cause quite the chaos on a major roadway. This Chihuahua sent cops on a high-speed chase along a San Francisco bridge earlier this year. Clearly, they haven't heard of carpooling.
Highways can be dangerous places. This scary incident in which a tow truck hit a police cruiser head-on played out in New Jersey. State police troopers were investigating an accident on I-80, while other troopers were directing traffic to keep them safe. 2 lanes of the interstate were closed, but investigators say the driver of a heavy-duty tow truck failed to observe the lane closures and came barreling through the crash scene. New Jersey State Police say the tow truck hit 3 police vehicles and an ambulance. All of the police personnel were working outside of their vehicles at the time.
Hey, is anyone hurt?
One EMT was in the back of the ambulance and reported only minor injuries. The driver of the tow truck was not injured, but he was given a summons for careless driving. The crashes are still under investigation. The New Jersey Department of Transportation used the video as a reminder to drivers to slow down and move over when they see first responders on the roads.
He's going, gone. Over the edge of a parking deck. Luckily, you can see moments later the driver survived, but police in Pomona, California say he led them on a 2-hour slow chase before it all ended here. About an hour into the 20 to 30 mile an hour adventure, the SUV allegedly cut off another vehicle's route and rammed it multiple times. Police say he ended up in a cul-de-sac and somehow found his way to this elevated parking lot of an area business, soon flipping over a fence onto the street below. He was allegedly seen running red lights, stop signs, and making random U-turns. It's unclear what started the pursuit, but you can see once the driver's down on the ground, he voluntarily surrenders. He was taken to a hospital and is in custody, but police have not yet said what he's charged with.
He stopped here. See what happens. Oh no! Oh! Whoa! Oh! He just reversed right into the cops!
Cops in Los Angeles were reportedly in pursuit of a stolen vehicle when the vehicle came to them.
Oh! He just reversed right into the cops!
Reports say the LAPD was chasing a stolen vehicle suspect on a freeway until the car pulled off an exit and was halted by other cars also trying to exit. The scene was recorded by a news helicopter. The driver's options were limited in where they could go, but even the reporter in the chopper didn't see this coming.
Oh, he just reversed right into the cops!
Reports say after a standoff with the suspect, police broke the back window of the vehicle and took the driver into custody.
Oh no! Oh! Whoa! Oh, he just reversed right into the cops! Oh!
Those are bales of marijuana being thrown out the window of a trailblazer during a high-speed police chase in Mesa, Arizona. In the dashcam video captured by the Pinal County Sheriff's Office, there appeared to be 17 bales tossed out. The chase went on with speeds up to 100 miles per hour, but the deputies set up spike strips which deflated both front tires until finally the car couldn't keep going.
Hey, he's not going to make it that far. He's going to bail out right here.
After a short pursuit on foot, cops say the foreign drug smugglers were caught. The suspects were booked on multiple drug charges and unlawful flight. According to the sheriff's office, about 374 pounds of marijuana were recovered, but not all of it could be found because a few vehicles stopped and grabbed the tossed bales.
A police chase nearly turned into a triathlon when the suspect dove into the water for a swim. Check out this odd turn of events captured from above by helicopter in Australia. Cops there say they were trying to catch a man who escaped from prison. It first started out on a busy highway, then moved to the river. Watch the suspect run from his car into the water. An officer followed him in and eventually outswam him, taking him back into custody where he's expected to face additional criminal charges. At least he's still got a medal of prison bars. Be sure to watch Inside Edition.
Powerful stories that change the way you think. Impactful investigations that change the way you see.
How many times has your car been stolen?
5 times.
Yeah. What? Do you think that you're a responsible owner of tigers?
I damn sure do.
Heartwarming moments that change the way you feel.
Amazing.
Now available in a place that changes the way you watch TV. Inside Edition, streaming. A child sobs at the end of a chase with Atlanta police. Cops performed a pit maneuver on the vehicle, not knowing there were 3 children inside. Gas station surveillance video from December 20th, 2023 shows a gray Jeep driving away. Police say they responded to a call of shots fired because several witnesses told them the driver of the Jeep stopped in the roadway and fired shots toward the building before fleeing the scene. No one there was injured. An officer spotted the vehicle and attempted to make a stop, but the suspect sped through a McDonald's drive-thru and kept driving. Authorities say the suspect led police on a high-speed pursuit, at times not stopping at lights or stop signs. The Jeep swerved and a police cruiser hit the back right side of the vehicle, a pit maneuver in order to make the SUV turn and come to a stop. As officers approached the stopped vehicle, police say that's when they noticed the children inside.
Oh my God.
3 children ran out of the SUV.
You're okay. You're okay. You're okay. You're all right. You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
Police say the children were moved to a place of safety to be treated for complaints of pain. The suspect was arrested and charged with 16 offenses, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, 3 counts of kidnapping, and first-degree cruelty to children. A shirtless man led LAPD on a chase that would make Arnold Palmer chuckle. That's a golf cart zooming through the streets of California's San Fernando Valley being pursued by police. Authorities say the man driving is suspected of assault with a deadly weapon and grand theft. This low-speed, high-comedy chase went on for almost 10 miles. There were no clubs on the golf cart, but there was a pet. A dog was riding on the lap of the suspect because why not make this chase a little weirder? Driving against traffic and through intersections on red lights didn't stop authorities from eventually catching up with him. Police moved in when the suspect drove into the parking lot of a 7-Eleven and a sushi restaurant. He left the golf cart and ran, carrying the dog in his arms. About 15 officers stepped in to apprehend the suspect, but it only took 2 to grab the dog. The dog was reportedly returned to the suspect's family.
Are they wearing a wig? What the?
Just when a reporter thinks he's seen it all, a suspect surprises him.
Yeah, they we've really seen everything with this pursuit.
Desmond Shaw of KCBS in Los Angeles was following a vehicle chase from the sky as the police were pursuing a suspect on the ground.
Oh no! Oh, back! Oh, bad! Oh boy! Oh, definitely didn't want to do that.
He reports the chase went on for more than an hour and had some heart-stopping moments along the way.
Oh boy! Oh my God! Oh no! Oh no! No! Onto the freeway! Oh my God! Onto the 91 freeway. We'll try to get. I don't believe this. On the wrong way now.
But as the vehicle seemingly became dangerous to drive, the suspect jumped out on a freeway to make a break for it. Once again, this reporter was on the edge of his seat.
Oh no, she's running across lanes of the freeway. Oh my God, oh no, I need to keep that wide right here. Oh my God.
The suspect made it across the freeway safely, but while running, they seemed to lose something that wasn't worth going back for.
Are they wearing a wig? What the?
Reports say the suspect was chased into a Denny's restaurant and arrested.
Stop that bus. A stolen church bus careens down a highway with all the action caught on tape by the hit A&E show Live PD.
I don't know, man. He's violently swerving.
And you won't believe who's behind the wheel. The camera crew was on a nighttime ride with deputies from Fort Bend County, Texas, when they came upon this out-of-control bus.
The bus is refusing to stop, driving with no lights on.
We spoke with Chief Legal Analyst for ABC News, Dan Abrams, who also hosts Live PD.
The officer and our crew initially thought that there were kids inside that bus.
During the hot pursuit, the deputies suddenly realize who's behind the wheel.
It looks to be like he's a young white male.
Turns out he's a 15-year-old kid. As the rear door violently swings open, you get a glimpse of the kid driver, and you can also see there are no passengers on board.
I think the police here were being pretty careful in the way that they followed this bus. There were multiple vehicles there. They weren't trying to use any kind of crazy maneuver.
The bus crosses lanes and even strikes a barrier. The bus comes to a stop only after it rams into a sheriff's cruiser.
Just crashed down into a unit.
Deputies with guns drawn rush the vehicle. The kid is placed in handcuffs. Just look at him, wearing a yellow t-shirt and red shorts, not much more than 5 feet tall. The pastor of the church that owns the bus has refused to press charges. The juvenile was, however, charged with evading arrest and aggravated assault on a police officer for ramming the patrol unit.
Just crashed down into a unit.
These cows are in hot pursuit of a suspected car thief. Just look at them go after her. They're relentless. The crazy cow chase started when 3 suspects allegedly stole a car in Seminole County, Florida. A police helicopter with an infrared camera followed the car until it crashed into a ditch.
Driver's bailing, still got a passenger in the vehicle.
One female suspect, identified as 46-year-old Jennifer Ann Kaufman, fled on foot and found herself in the middle of a herd of cattle.
Actually, the large group of cows is following her. Looks like they may attack her.
Forget about police squad, this is a cow squad. 16 cows took off after the suspect.
She's pretty far into the field now. If you see the large group of cows, they're literally following her and chasing her.
The cows made a great group effort, cornering her until police got there. She was taken into custody. Way to go, Cow Squad.
Large group of cows is following her.
A police officer in Temple, Texas had to run for his life when the cow he was trying to pursue had some beef with him. In dashcam video posted by the police department, you could see the officer trying to chase down a cow, which was running around a field after escaping from a veterinary clinic. After circling her, the officer finally managed to guide her into a chain link fence. He got out of the car to close the gate, and that's when the unthinkable happened. The cow had other plans and escaped. He darted away just in the nick of time and ran back into his patrol car to begin the chase once again. Be sure to watch Inside Edition.
Can you stop? Please?
In the animal justice system, highway-related offenses are considered especially heinous.
So it was about 7:45 in the morning and I was driving to work and I look off to my right. Can you stop? I see this horse running northbound in the southbound lanes.
Florida police officer Arthur Madden couldn't believe what he saw.
I contacted dispatch and asked if they had received any complaints or reports of a horse running down this major highway. And of course the answer was no. So I advised dispatch of what I seen and that I was going to turn around and try and stop the horse. Can you stop? Please?
The wayward equine wouldn't listen.
for it to resist my lawful commands for such a long period of time was concerning to me and the public.
Eventually, Officer Madden was able to convince the horse, which was traveling under approximately 1 horsepower, to pull over.
So once the horse stopped for the second time and I was actually able to approach it and it complied, it listened to what I was telling it, and I grabbed hold of its neck and I wrapped my arms around its neck, it was pure muscle, solid.
The horse had to face the music to the tune of some carrots and peanut butter and a bucket of water.
So the horse pled guilty to galloping without permission and without a license. So there'll be no court date, and we expect him to be now a law-abiding citizen. Can you stop? Please?
Check out this wild scene. It's a high-speed police chase that takes place in a backyard. 3 police cars barrel through in pursuit of a stolen vehicle. Dr. Alsan Ballard was working from his home in Maryland when he heard loud sirens outside. He noticed tire tracks on his back lawn, but he was shocked when he played back his Ring camera.
When I looked at it, I just couldn't believe it. I was in utter shock. The first car that came through, I just thought, this is unusual. But then the second and the third and then the fourth, it took me a while just to process that. I had to play the video about 3 or 4 times before I believed what was happening right there in my yard.
Check out how close his little Yorkie, who happens to be named Lucky, comes to being hit.
I'm just grateful that no one was hurt. My dogs weren't injured. No severe property damage happened.
After they apprehended the driver, cops stopped by to explain what happened.
They apologized and promised to take care of the damage to the yard.
A little boy is so eager to get home, he runs right into the glass door. Ouch! Then his dog does the exact same thing. Oh no.
Are you okay?
A handcuffed man stole a police vehicle right in front of officers. Colorado State Patrol says units followed a suspect who had allegedly caused multiple crashes.
TVI successful.
The suspect's car was stopped with a pit maneuver. He was taken into custody and seated in the back of a patrol car. While the suspect's car was being searched, he contorted to work his legs through his handcuffed wrists so that his arms were locked in front of his body. Then he climbed through the patrol car's divider and drove away.
02, suspect just stole a CSP patrol car. He is eastbound, high rate of speed on 50.
Troopers and officers stopped traffic and began a high-speed chase.
Good sticks. We got him.
The stolen patrol vehicle crashed into a parked truck. Authorities say that the suspect was taken to the hospital and later died from his injuries. A pickup truck collided head-on with a police cruiser in Georgia. The Lawrenceville Police Department says officers were responding to assist a Georgia State trooper who was attempting to stop a stolen pickup truck.
Well, our cameras are rolling, audio is being... Oh!
The impact was forceful enough for airbags to deploy. The officer cut an airbag away and broke through the door's window.
Are you okay? I don't know.
The person in the passenger seat was a new recruit, and the officer driving led him out of the car to safety.
Stay with these folks. He's a Lawrenceville recruit. Please keep him safe, okay?
The frightening crash inspired a prayer of thanks.
Oh, Lord, thank you for keeping me safe.
According to the Lawrenceville PD, both the officer and recruit were treated at the hospital for minor injuries and released. The unnamed driver of the truck was arrested and charged with several felonies, according to police.
This ambulance is speeding down the road with a cop chasing its tail. You'd think there was a medical emergency, but not quite. The ambulance steers off the road and into a park to try to get away from police. But no luck.
Cops eventually corner the vehicle. They arrested a 21-year-old man accused of hijacking the ambulance from a hospital in Michigan. He wasn't even a patient, investigators say.
What a bizarre police chase. Someone has stolen a military armored personnel carrier and takes cops on a wild pursuit through downtown Richmond, Virginia.
Is that like loose?
I don't know.
And along the interstate.
What the is going on?
The vehicle can only reach a maximum speed of 40 miles an hour, but that didn't stop the driver from embarking on a wild 2-hour slow speed chase. So, who's at the controls? Cops say it's a National Guard soldier named Joshua Yabbitt. He actually tweeted video and photos from inside the armored carrier. Bystander Parker Slaybach captured video of the pursuit.
I was like, wow, I mean, this is shocking to see this tank driving down the street. And I mean, there had to be dozens and dozens of state troopers just in tow.
The chase ended in downtown Richmond, fortunately with no injuries or crashes.
Stop! A Florida police check turned into a foot chase, as seen on body cam video.
He's awake.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says 2 deputies on patrol checked a car sitting in a motel parking lot.
What's up, bud? Sheriff's Office.
The deputies noticed the driver was ready to put the car in gear.
But hey, there's stop sticks in front of your car. It's going to flatten the tires. Roll in the window.
The driver did not fully roll down their window, and police said he did not comply with the officer's demands.
That's fine. You're not in any trouble. Roll down the window. Got it? It's going to flatten them. Stop!
Despite the warning, the car drove off and a vehicle chase ensued. Authorities say the car was witnessed driving 90 miles per hour before the driver got out and took off on foot. A canine unit joined the search.
I got him covered.
The driver of the car was arrested and taken to the hospital for treatment of bite injuries.
Stand right there and don't move.
What am I being arrested for? I've never been bit by no dog.
Well, now you have.
According to the Volusia Sheriff's Department, deputies recovered 170 grams of meth, 89 oxycodone, several packages of marijuana, and a stolen handgun. The driver was charged with several crimes, including fleeing or attempting to elude law enforcement.
What's up, bud? Sheriff's Office.
And driving with a suspended license. A cop on a bike and a woman on a piece of motorized luggage raced through Orlando International Airport.
I'll race you.
Not exactly. It started at the gate, when airline staff did not allow this woman to board because she was allegedly intoxicated.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's their policy. You just can't be that intoxicated when you fly in a plane, okay?
I'm not that intoxicated.
The woman left the gate area, not on a plane, but on her motorized luggage.
Oh man, that thing kind of goes fast. I think I'm faster, but I'm gonna have a bike pursuing a suitcase in a minute. It's gonna be crazy.
Things took a more serious turn when the woman declined to leave the secured area.
Let's just roll our little wheels to the other side of TSA, okay? Because this is a secured area.
The woman is arrested after she allegedly spits towards the officer, then does it again after she is in handcuffs.
Stop spitting. Do not spit. Do you understand?
The woman was arrested on charges of battery on a police officer and damaging a police vehicle. She was released on a $13,500 bond and has pleaded not guilty. Quite an ending to a race around the airport.
Oh man, that thing kind of goes fast.
A teenager was pursued driving over 100 miles per hour before this frightening crash. Police in Humberside, England released video of a high-speed chase through the East Yorkshire countryside. They say a 19-year-old behind the wheel of a Ford Fiesta took a joyride that could have taken lives. The driver swerved dangerously between lanes as police pursued his vehicle. But a swerve at the wrong time sent this compact car slamming into a 29-ton truck, then ricocheting back off of the police car. Authorities rushed in to save the drivers of the speeding car and the truck. Fortunately, the truck driver and the police officer only had minor injuries. The 19-year-old was in a coma for 4 days following the collision that took place in July 2022, and according to police, he is still recovering. This week, the driver was given a 12-month prison sentence, but he avoids jail time because the sentence was suspended for 2 years. A judge also banned him from driving for 2 years. He'll have to take an extended driver's license test before he gets that privilege back. This is Inside Edition Digital.
And lay on the side.
This patient just wanted a little relief from her chiropractor's adjustment. Instead, with the help of a Grinch mask, the patient was scared off the table.
And he just jumped off the bridge.
Aiming for a 10 but scores a 0. Police say this suspect dove off a bridge and got into the water while trying to get away from police.
Lee County, he's in the water.
The brazen move happened in Fort Myers, Florida. It started off as a police chase. Cops say the driver was in a stolen van and attempted to pull him over when the van crashed on this bridge.
It's signal forward on the bridge. It's crashing on the bridge right now.
The suspect quickly got out
He's running right now.
and dove off the bridge and into the Caloosahatchee River.
And he just jumped off the bridge.
Law enforcement in a helicopter kept tabs on him,
All right, we're going to try to get a little closer and put the spotlight on him so they know where to go.
and eventually they picked him up by boat, charging the suspect with grand theft auto.
A stolen car, a stolen van, and a stolen truck. Police say a suspect led them on a dangerous chase with at least 3 different vehicles. Helicopter video shows a man being pursued by multiple law enforcement agencies through California's Orange and Los Angeles counties. Authorities say they attempted to pull over a person driving erratically in a dark-colored sedan. The driver got out of the car and ran into a housing complex, then allegedly stole a white van. The driver repeatedly rammed into a police vehicle after they were cornered in the complex parking lot.
Why haven't they shot the tires out or something?
The driver sped down side streets, hitting speeds of 82 miles per hour. He drove against the flow of traffic and over sidewalks and through parking lots. At first, police tracked the driver from a helicopter and did not chase on street level.
Might be a situation where, they're going to be hesitant to follow on the ground because of the way this person is driving.
But this man's stamina could not last long. Sparks flew from a back wheel as the driver crashed through vehicles on the street. Even with a police car behind him, the driver continued to spin the van's wheels, throwing sparks all over the street. Surrounded by police, the suspect climbed out of the passenger side window and took off on foot, running through traffic. He ran into the house of Andre Benitez and his family. Benitez told KCBS about how he felt when the suspect walked in.
So my first reaction was, defense. I opened this up, I grabbed the kitchen knife, and I told him, like, man, you gotta get the F out of here, bro. I started chasing him out, like, bro, get the F out of here. Like, I kept putting pressure on him. He went through the keys, he saw the keys, he grabbed them, he opened the door, and just ran out.
Oh, no. No, no, no. No, he's going to take it.
The suspect drove away in the truck Andre Benitez bought for his business just 3 weeks ago.
I cannot believe this.
The truck was surrounded by police vehicles at a gas station.
Oh my gosh, he's backing right up into the cruiser again.
Officers shot at the truck, then approached slowly.
They're moving in here, Susie. You see multiple shields there and a lot of units.
The chase with the suspect, who has not been publicly identified, lasted over an hour and a half, causing damage to police and civilian vehicles.
Who is the woman behind one of the craziest police chases ever? It was a demolition derby.
Oh my gosh. Look at this.
A chunk of the RV was ripped away. Even that didn't stop the woman behind the wheel.
This is just unbelievable.
She just keeps on driving, dragging pieces of RV. Look, she's got company, her dog.
There's Fido out there.
He's staring out of the gaping hole. Even the dog can't believe it. He's had enough. Out he goes.
Oh my God!
The pooch limps away, and the wild chase goes on.
Whoa! Oh, no!
At street level, you can see smoking wreckage. Now look, she's got a second dog in the vehicle. This dog stays put, but the chase comes to an explosive halt when the woman smashes into a car.
Oh!
There she goes, fleeing on foot, and her dog is right with her.
This is such a bizarre pursuit.
But so are the cops. She's busted, her faithful dog still at her side. You can still see the debris from the wild chase and violent crash. This brick post is still knocked over, and one curious note, you see dozens of plastic knives just strewn about the street. This could have been horrible.
It could have been, and you saw how reckless that driver was.
Today, we found one dog still limping with two of its legs in casts.
We expect her to do very well. She let us place the bandage on her paw. You know, she's really a sweet dog.
So who is the woman? Cops say her name is Julie Ann Rainbird. She's 52 years old. Now she'll be known as the woman who put the wreck in recreational vehicles.
Whoa! Oh, no!
They're saying stolen, but possibly joyriding. Whoa! Got a little bit of air there.
Southern California police were busy with two back-to-back high-speed pursuits on the same night. This suspect sped through streets before exiting their vehicle and jumping walls and fences. Police later found them in an apartment complex and took them into custody. And this pursuit became a bit of a mess, ending with water everywhere. KCBS says the incident occurred when a DUI suspect slammed into the hydrant. Firefighters took in the scene for a bit before taking action. One climbed into the car to back it off the shutoff valve, but that didn't work. Finally, a tow truck was brought in to move the vehicle so the valve could be accessed and turned off. The whole ordeal took about 30 minutes. Only one person was in the car during the crash. After the impact, they were taken to the hospital.
99, so please go in the wrong way on the Del Rey exit.
A 12-year-old boy led sheriff's deputies on a high-speed chase in a stolen car before crashing into another vehicle. The Doña Ana County Sheriff in New Mexico says her office received reports from people who saw the child behind the wheel driving erratically on the highway. When deputies found the car, they say the child did not pull over and continued to speed away. At one point, deputies thought the child was going to stop when he pulled into a parking lot and 4 other teen boys jumped out of the car. But once they dispersed, the driver kept going and eventually crashed into another vehicle. That's when authorities moved in to arrest him.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Sit down! Sit down! We'll talk right now.
5 people, including 2 children, were in the vehicle that was hit, and the driver was sent to the hospital. The child driver was not injured. Because of his age, authorities can't release any information about him. The sheriff says investigators cannot back up his claim that he was forced to drive the car. She says they found a handgun that was thrown from the vehicle and bullets in the child's pocket. Reports say he was arrested on charges connected to the stolen vehicle and the chase, and that he also had an outstanding felony warrant.
A 14-year-old boy is grounded for, like, forever thanks to this stunt. He took his mom's new BMW out for a joyride without permission, and when she found out about it, she chased him down and let him have it.
I just found it.
This mom is giving chase, and the car she's pursuing...
Pull over now!
It's being driven by her own son. 14-year-old Aaron Martinez is being called a modern-day Ferris Bueller after he hatched a plot to sneak out of his home in El Paso, Texas. How'd he do it? He turned off the Wi-Fi.
At that point, it blocks out my cameras, my home security. I don't see when the doors are being opened or closed.
Lisa Martinez was at work, unaware that her son was heading out on a joyride until she was tipped off by another mom.
I immediately called my daughter, and I told her, go outside and see if my car is there. And she said it's not there.
Lisa sped home and picked up her daughter, who recorded the whole drama and posted it on social media.
It just kept going and it was getting funnier.
They tracked down Aaron with his buddy in the passenger seat.
Pull over now!
He came to a halt pretty quickly.
Give me the belt.
At which point, Mom hopped out to teach him a lesson he'll never forget. She proceeded to discipline him right there on the side of the road.
It's my son's well-being, his livelihood, his best friend's well-being, not to mention all the people on the roadways.
Aaron says he realizes he made a big mistake.
I deserved it. It was a bad choice, and I just can't do it again.
Pull over now!
Turns out this was not the first time Aaron has taken one of his parents' cars. Like we said, he is grounded until further notice. His mom also took the door off its hinges to his room, and she has confiscated all of his electronics.
Powerful stories that change the way you think. Impactful investigations that change the way you see.
How many times has your car been stolen?
5 times.
Yeah. What? Do you think that you're a responsible owner of tigers?
I damn sure do.
Heartwarming moments that change the way you feel.
Amazing.
Now available in a place that changes the way you watch TV. Inside Edition, streaming.